What's up, everybody, and welcome to another Winning Wednesday. Hey, welcome back to my channel, guys. I want to thank everyone who has subscribed to my channel already. If you have not subscribed to my channel, you can click the subscribe button today. You can also click the little bell so you can get a notification every time I post a video. I want to welcome you guys back to my channel, and today I want to talk about cycles. Breaking cycles. As we enter into the new year, we are all excited about what's going to happen, what's going to take place, but sometimes we do get stuck in repeating some of the same patterns that we have in years past, and it tremendously hinders our progress and our growth. Breaking cycles is very hard to do, but it takes, number one, you have to be honest about what's really going on in your life and why you're stuck sometimes in the same place. And being honest with ourselves is hard to do when we don't want to look at truth. So number one, I would encourage everyone to do some self-evaluations. If you find that you're stuck in the same place year after year, month after month, when you're constantly repeating the same patterns, you have to do some self-reflection and self-inventory and say, okay, what's going on in my life where I'm continuing to stay in this same place? Because have you ever talked to someone who, like, year after year seems like they're not getting it, and you keep talking to them about the same thing, and you're like, hey, when are you gonna get it? Like, I keep talking to you about the same thing. It gets to the point where you don't even want to talk to them anymore, because when they call, you know what they're gonna say. So you've given them all the encouragement you can give them. You've said it, you've prayed, you've done everything that you can. Sometimes you just have to let those people go and be like, okay, girl, I'm gonna pray for you, because literally that's all you can do, because some people stay in the same patterns. So number one, do some self-evaluation. Really seek the Lord and ask Him, what's going on inside of me? Some things we can even trace back, like, to our childhoods and different things like that, and different things that happen in your past can sometimes really dictate how you live in your future. So you really have to do some self-reflection. Why am I doing the things that I'm doing? Why am I repeating these same cycles? Why am I not learning what I need to learn? And why am I not facing truth? Why am I avoiding really making the changes that I need to make? Once you identify your problem areas, you need to figure out how you're going to solve the problem, which is number two. You need to figure out what you're going to do next, what your next steps are to break the cycle and the habits that you're in. A lot of times we look at the truth, but then we don't do anything about it. So once you look at the truth, you've got to do something about it. You have to put some action into action and work. And a lot of times we don't do anything because we don't want to do the work. So we'd rather just stay in the same old place and keep doing the same old thing. But you can't make progress if you're doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Your life is not going to turn out different until you do the work to actually make the changes that you need to make. So once you look at truth and really figure out what it is that you're doing, then you need to put the work behind it to start to make the changes that you need to make. Whether it's getting more organized, whether it's going back to talking to people that have hurt you in the past, whether it's forgiving people so you can move on, whether it's just you getting your mind renewed so you're not focusing on those past issues anymore and focusing on those past things, whether it's letting go of baggage, old relationships that you may still be carrying in your heart or in your mind. You've got to go back and look at all of those things and really evaluate what can I do to make the necessary changes. Once you decide that you really want to move forward and make the changes, you need to organize yourself and write down your goals for changing. Sometimes that takes talking to someone. It may be where you go to talk to a therapist about your past. I am a Christian, but I do believe in talking to people because sometimes you need further help, further professional help that your friends and things like that can't give you, especially when you're dealing with issues that were very traumatic for you. Sometimes you need to talk about those things. So if you need to seek professional help, if you need to seek spiritual counseling, you have to do that work and really, really dig down deep and decide, where am I going with this? I've discovered this is why I act the way that I act. This is why I do the things that I do. And I really, really want to work hard to break these cycles. So once you start doing the work where you're talking to somebody, you may need to increase your prayer life. You may need to fast more. A lot of the time we are in these cycles and we're in a lull in our lives because we've stopped doing things that we once did before, as far as praying a lot, as far as fasting a lot, as far as reading our word a lot. If we're not putting anything in our lives spiritually, we can't really grow and get out of those cycles. It doesn't make sense really to go to church and hear message after message, or to be at home and to listen to motivational messages and all that stuff if you don't plan on actually applying any of it to your life. So I see a lot of people taking notes in church and doing things like that, but if you don't plan to apply it, what's the point? But you have to take those things home, take the things that you're receiving, and actually apply them to your life. So you identify the problem, figure out what I'm going to do about the problem. You got to take the steps to do what you're going to do. You have to actually do the work. And that is the most crucial part, is doing the work. Once you figure it out, once you figure out what you need to do, as far as, okay, maybe I need to go to therapy. Okay, maybe I need to seek a spiritual counselor. Okay, maybe I need to fast and pray more. Then you actually have to do it. You have to apply it. Whatever they're telling you to do, do it. You have to start doing the work. That is the only way that you are going to break those patterns and break those cycles. You've got to put forth the effort. God can give you the strength. He can give you the people in your life to encourage you during the time, but you have to really want it bad enough that you are willing to make the necessary changes. Whether that means I'm not going to hang around the same people I was hanging around with. I am going to delete people's numbers out of my phone. I'm going to go back and talk to some people that I really need to get things straight with. I am going to change my eating habits. I am going to stop going to these places that I know that I have no business going. All of those things contribute to us staying in the same place. Sometimes it takes, I'm going to be at church more, I'm going to serve more, I'm going to keep myself busy so I can stay out of these places that I go and break some of these cycles in my life. So God has the power to do anything that we need him to do, but we have to work. We have to do the work. And so this year, really focus on doing the work. That's how we win, is by not being lazy about our life, not being lazy about our salvation. We can't be lazy about those things. We really, 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 it's a daily thing that we have to stay on top of. A daily thing. And if you really want to break cycles in your life, then you have to say, I'm going to stop doing this. I'm going to stop repeating these things, and I'm going to actually do the work that it takes to change. But first I got to figure out why I'm doing it. I got to figure out what I'm going to do to change it. And then I got to put in the work. I got to do some work. once you do the work, it's so rewarding and fulfilling to see how far you've come once you look back and say, wow, I was stuck in this place and stuck in this lull for so long. And a lot of times we're just stuck mentally. We're stuck up here. And we're getting in our own way by carrying old baggage, by thinking about old things, by not wanting to move forward. But in order to move forward, you really got to shed a lot of things. You got to let go of a lot of things. You got to purge yourself of a lot of things. I was just talking to my mom actually about this. We were talking about purging things out of our homes that we may not have used in like a long time or whatever. Just constantly, she was saying constantly purging and cleaning out your house so you're not keeping things and holding on to things that you don't need. And a lot of times we're not purging, we're not getting those things out that we don't need. We're still carrying things around inside, and it's putting us in a place where we're stagnant, where we're not making any progress, where we're stuck repeating cycles. So I want to encourage you all today to purge in your life. Get rid of things that you know that you don't need, and to do the work in 2019. Do the work that it's going to take for you to break cycles, for you to reach your goals, for you to attain what God wants you to have. So I'm encouraging you all to deal with those things this year. Don't be afraid of it. Tackle it head on. Tackle it head on and deal with breaking some of these cycles, some of these bad habits. And it could just be small things. Other people's stuff, other people's business, too much TV, too much of this, too much of that, and not spending time doing what you really need to be doing. So I love you guys so much. I hope you guys are doing well and winning. Keep winning, and I'll see you in the next video. 2019 is going to be great. We're going to move forward. We're going to tackle a lot of these issues and get out of some of the ruts that we've been in.